Chester. And I say good afternoon to a great man who is joining us for maybe a minute or two after this race. We'll get Mikey Carr's perspective. Mikey Carr, mind you, is from Wilmers and is responsible for the likes of Shelley and Fraser Price, the four-time world champion. And this is Class 3 girls 400 meters. And 8 athletes in this race. We say good afternoon to you in the event you're just joining us. Whether you're in Jamaica, United States, Europe, Tokyo, anywhere in the world, we want to welcome all the viewers on StrideVisionTv. We are coming to you live from the Puma JAAA Pat Anderson meet. And of course, StrideVisionTV, as best as possible. We have been on it and will continue our coverage of the local development meets as part of our products, along with several other events in sports. Earlier on, we had a presentation and an opening ceremony. We'll just have a quick word, though, with Mikey Carr, the coach of Wilmers High School for Girls. How are you doing, Mikey?
I'm okay now, and how are you?
Well, not too bad. We're here with StrideVisionTV, of course, streaming in many countries around the world, and of course, right here in Jamaica land, we love. How has the season been so far for Wilmers High School for Girls, the track program?
Well, I must say it's been a very encouraging season so far. It's looking much better than the one we had last year. And I'm quite happy for what I'm seeing right now. Just a few injuries here and there, but we can have time to get around that.
In the event you're joining us, you're watching StrideVisionTV, and this is coverage of the JAAA Puma Development Track Meet at KIRKVINE in Manchester. But Mikey, you've always been the corporate era champs until recently when you lost the title, I think, to Heidel, 2 years ago?
We lost it to
Excelsior.
Yes, and Excelsior, no, we had it for 9 consecutive years. Excelsior had it for 2 years. Now Immaculate has that title now, but we'll be gunning to get it back this year, I can tell you that.
When he says gunning, no pun intended, this is a coach that is responsible for the Olympic and the world champion Shelley and Fraser Price. John L. Smith, who did so well last season as well.
And Janik Brown also in the hurdles.
But bearing in mind, though, that this is a new season, what's the prospect like for the young Wilmerians on the girls' side?
People know that we are at the championship. We might not be winners, but people know that we are there. I can tell you from now, there's a special name I want you to look out for. She'll be Michaela Gardner. She'll be Michaela Gardner.
Michaela Gardner?
Yes, a Class 3 athlete. I can tell you from now. Watch out for her.
A sprinter, middle distance?
Sprinter.
Okay. Because you fashion your career mostly around sprinters.
Yes, and hurdling. It just happened.
What happened to a girl, Danielle Dowie?
She was with the MVP club. I think she's now in journalism. You know, it just never happened. You know.
She had lived in Portland at the time when she was shining on the big stage.
Yes, definitely.
But thanks again, Mikey, and all the best for the rest of the season.
And same to you and to all the viewers and listeners. All the best for the new year.
Thanks again. So that's Mikey Carr of Wilmers, and he is the Wilmers Girls High School coach. And this event, we just might be catching up back in terms of the results. We're awaiting some results from earlier in the day. There was a break earlier on for 45 minutes or so for the opening ceremony. And we heard from President of the JAA's, Dr. Warren Blake, and also in the house, Garth Gale, the Honorary Secretary of the JAA's, and the Jamaica Olympic Association President, Chris Anderson. That's Christopher Anderson. Make that Christopher Samuda, correction. So Samuda was in the house earlier on. Not too sure if he left, but we'll be trying to see if we could get a word with him later on in the program. Still on the girls' 400 meters event, class 3. And we'll be looking on our program to see if we can catch exactly where they are.
On your mark.
Slip behind for just a few earlier on. You're watching StrideVisionTv, and this is a Puma JAA's development track meet in KIRKVINE, Manchester. Also, too, from Sprint Tech, he gave us a small overview, and that's Maurice Wilson, the former coach of Homewood Technical, would be responsible for guiding athletes such as Anisha McLaughlin and Salsia Slack.
For section 3 of 10, this is the class 3 girls, 400 meters, a fast start. Coach Dryden of Edwin Allen is running out of day number 7. So say head on to the back stretch.
So this is section 3 of 10 of the girls' class 3 400 meters. Leading at the moment seem to be Janelle Dryden of Edwin Allen, running out of lane 7. She's leading them, and some 180 meters to run. And St. Jago's Jade Dawkins in there as well, but Dryden continues to lead at the top of the straightaway, and into the straight they come now. Dryden of Edwin Allen leads them home, followed by St. Jago's Jaden Dawkins. But Michael Dyke would be smiling. He's coach of Edwin Allen. Edwin Allen, they are defending champions of Girls Athletics Championship. And Dryden leading them home in the section 3 of the girls' class 3 400 meters event. Second in the event is Dawkins of St. Jago. And Rhodesall Santana Monroe finishes 3rd. So that completes section 3. That completes section 3 of the girls' 400 meters class 3 event. We'll be moving over to So we're standing by now for section 4.
On your mark.
And we say good afternoon to Carol Long. And Carol Long, a part of the team responsible for giving us the results at these meetings. How are you doing, Carol?
How are you?
Not too bad. Happy New Year.
And this very same to you.
Of course, results can be had where on the...
I don't want to give the wrong information, so let me just get the right links for you, and then I'll get back to you.
Because people watching StrideVisionTV able to follow and gather the information. But I think it's www.ontherun.com for the results.
I think that's what it is right now, right?
All things so far from an organizing standpoint.
Well, right now we have the athletes around there preparing to get on track, and it is moving fairly smoothly around the back in the marshalling area.
Been no major hiccups so far.
Not as far as I know. My point of view, and from my end in the marshalling area, we're doing quite well.
Towards your team doing their job.
Always on the run.
Carol Long, thanks again.
Thank you.
So Carol Long from On The Run, giving us an overview of what is happening as it regards the results. But section 4 of this event seemed to be Homewood Technical's Sadina Holder, who have just won that event. And now we're moving over to section 5. In lane 1, Brittany Mackenzie, Green Island. Lane 2, Shamoya Chamberlain, Jonathan Grant. In lane 3, Teresa Francis St. Jago. Daniel Campbell runs out of lane 4, Woolmers. Teresa Clark, Homewood Technical, lane 5. Dejon Campbell, St. Elizabeth Technical, lane 6. Balaclava's High, Shatania Brown, that is Shantia Brown of Balaclava High, running out of lane 7. And Shanice Ellis of Manchester High, running out of lane 8. This is section 5 of 10. The girls' 400 meters dash class 3 event.
On your mark. Set.
So they're on the mark into the set position. And away they go for section 5 of the girls' class 3 400 meters event. Immediately the athlete out of lane 4 doing most of the running, at least so far. And that is Teresa Clark of Homewood Technical. Really looking good. And Clark now comes over to take over the lead, at least based on the stagger. Gone out there in lane 8 is Shanice Ellis of Manchester High. She's a marginal leader that will take them off the turn. Approximately 200 meters to run now in this event, section 5 of 10 in the girls' class 3 400 meters event. It will be a ding-dong battle between Homewood Technical's Clark and Ellis of Manchester High. These two now into the straightaway. The athlete of Homewood Technical, Clark, looking the stronger of the two into the straightaway, and in the middle of the track, coming down the track is Clark of Manchester of Homewood Technical, and Ellis of Manchester really looking winded. But Homewood Technical's Teresa Clark can't be caught. She will win this one. And Ellis of Manchester will be second. Well, in fact, Francis of St. Jago came through on the inside to take second place, but it's Clark of Homewood Technical, the winner of section 5 in this, the girls' class 3 400 meters event. Later on, though, as the coverage continues, we'll be seeking to give you some results of which we're still waiting on, and also to the flash times, which will be unofficial based on where we sit. But to come later on will be section 6, 7, and 8 of the girls' class 3 400 meters event. Section 6 now on track and standing in their lane. In lane 1, Victoria Daly, Jonathan Grant. In lane 2, Amoy Downa, Balaclava High. Monique Proudlove, Homewood Technical, lane 3. Janelle Jones runs out of lane 4, St. Elizabeth Technical. In lane 5, St. Jago Highs and Sonia Tomlin. In lane 6, Kalia Reed Woolmer. So this is section 9.
So where they go then for the penultimate section.
So the penultimate section of Class 3 girls 400 meters here at the Puma Development Track Meet here in Kirkvine, Manchester.
Also going well is Ashanti Brown of the Peak School.
2, 3. So we're live again and back with our coverage of the J3 Puma Anderson Fuller Development Meet here at KIRKVINE in Manchester. And of course, we say good morning, good afternoon, or good night, depending on the geographic time zone in which you're situated, whether you're in Jamaica, the United States, Europe, Tokyo, anywhere in the world. We want to welcome you all to the we want to welcome all the viewers on StrideVisionTv. Of course, we're coming to you live from the Puma JAAA Pat Anderson Development Meet in KIRKVINE, Manchester. And as we so it is a J3 Puma Anderson Fuller Development Meet. Anderson is Pat Anderson, the former president of the J3s, and Charlie Fuller, who have always been the meet director of this meet. Both gentlemen have left us in the flesh, but of course, their memories live on.
Also flying around the back stretch is Brianna Campbell of St. Diego.
So Campbell of St. Diego leads them now in this the girls 400 meters class 3 event.
So just about 200 meters to go.
And approximately 190 meters to go. Brianna Campbell of St. Diego leads. She's doing most of the running at the moment. And Williams of William Nib. William Nib, the former school of the great sprinter Usain Bolt. William Nib in Trelawney. Of course, the athlete of William Nib, Williams on the inside running there in lane 1. Looking good. And just coming on the shoulders of the athlete of St. Diego. And Deanna K. Williams of William Nibs coming through now to take this event. And falls at the line. My gosh. And Brianna Campbell of St. Diego second in the event. Of course, we say good afternoon to our viewers in Jamaica land we love, who continue to turn to StrideVisionTv for coverage of the development meets. 1, 2, 3, 4 athletes down. My gosh. But it's all about development, because I remember in the early days when we did track and field for St. Andrew Technical, you come across the line in 800 meters or 1500 meters and your legs fall from under you, and the only way really to recover is to lie there. But it is good to see the athletes getting medical attention quite quickly. And one of the athletes now being held up by our coach. But what has been good in terms of the story so far, as we take a look in the woodlands there, here in KIRKVINE. And in the distance where the Windalco plant is situated around the property. This meet, in the 37th year of its staging, has served as a good platform for athletes going into tougher events. Because later on we'll be having the Gibbs relays. The big one will have the Milo Western relays, Central hurdles and relays, and all of those build up to the biggest of them all, which is the ISSA Boys and Girls Athletics Championship from the National Stadium, March 24 to 28. In terms of results so far, the 200 meters girls class 4, Brianna Davidson, the fastest of them all today, St. Diego, 25.92 seconds. Bearing in mind that these events are time final, meaning they'll all run in different heats, but the fastest athlete on the day in all of the heats combined in the class for the particular event is the winner. So the 400 meters, the fastest of them all on the day was Brianna Davidson, Not too sure what heat she ran in, but she posted 25.92 seconds. And second was Cheyenne Bennett, also of San Diego, 26.48. San Diego with a Quinella. 1-2, but also a trifecta for San Diego, 1-2-3. Brianna Campbell was third, 26.54 seconds. This now is section 13 of the girls' class 3 400 meters event. And in the event you're just joining us, this is a development meet coming from KIRKVINE, Manchester. But Christina Campbell of Manchester High leading marginally. And another athlete of Manchester High, Sutherland, really looking smooth now. Might be going too fast, too early, but she has turned on the afterburners and looking really strong. Running there out of lane 2. Sutherland of Manchester High School. Jerry Holness would certainly be proud. 2 athletes in the event, but Sutherland have left them for good, left them for dead, left them in smoke, and coming through to take that one. Sutherland of Manchester High, and she's strong enough to stand. My gosh, really looking smooth, and did most of the running from approximately 200 meters. Sutherland, and coming through to take section 13 of the girls' class 3 400 meters event. Awesome day this has turned out to be, though. Earlier on, we had rain coming from the direction of Porus, if you understand the geographic layout of this location. But it was a passing rain, incidentally, and it passed right over and never interfered with the proceedings too much. And then now we have slightly overcast conditions, but the sun is still with us. They're on their marks. Section 14, girls class 3 400 meters event.
Still the class 3 girls 400 meters. A fast start from Michaela Gardner of Woolmer's.
Woolmer's Michaela Gardner. Michael Carr said, watch out for this girl. And immediately, Witter of Belfield is second. Gardner of Woolmer's leads them so far. But Witter seemed to be turning over much faster in terms of her stride rate. And the action is on StrideVisionTv. So Woolmer's lead through Gardner. Witter of Belfield is second. She is in the red and white Belfield. But Gardner now of Woolmer's really looking relaxed. And into the straightaway. Seems as if Witter now have lost some gas. And Gardner of Woolmer's now slowly pulling away. Michael Carr in an interview earlier here on StrideVisionTv told us to watch out for this athlete. And she's strong. She's big. And she's a winner. So Gardner winning it. And the second is Witter of Belfield. And that completes section 14 of the girls' class 3 400 meters event.
So also would like to remind everyone here, especially the teams, that the Central Hurdles and GC Foster field events meet will be next week Saturday. That's the 18th of January at the GC Foster College Sports Complex. The registration process will be started or be available. The registration form will be available on onberun.com website starting this Monday. That's on dirun.com, on the run. And if you need further information, please call 552-0686. Please also know that the 42nd staging of the Milo Western Relay will take place on the 8th of February at the GC Foster College. Entries can be made online at www.widirax.com/entries. closed on February 3rd, 2020, and entries $10,000 for preparatory primary schools as well as single gender teams, $20,000.
We have class 1 to come as well as class 2.
$500 per individual. And of course, for further information, you can call 979-8619. That's the 42nd staging of the Milo Western Relays. This year will be staged again at the GC Foster.
And based on the sheet that we have, shows a class 2 girls running 8 of 8. That is 8 sections. But we wait for the confirmation. We had a...
So section 15 on the way here.
This is section 15 of the girls class 3 400 meters, still with class 3 girls. And the action is on StrideTv. As we look now to the field, we see Green of Againstead High with a slight lead. And of course, maintaining good form in this event. Approximately now some 200 meters to go, or about 150 meters approximately. And Green of Gainstead leads them. She has no trouble, at least not yet, based on the stagger, based on the picture. But on her inside now, she might be faced with some challenge. And St. Elizabeth Technical Griffiths did come through on the inside. She looks strong. And she will take section 15. So Griffiths, the winner there of St. Elizabeth Technical. And we understand this is now the penultimate heat. 16 of 17. And there seemed to be a slight drizzle again. But this is a development meet, and what usually happens on in events like these or meets like these is that a 100 meter, for example, can have up to 20 heats. And more times or often than not, it is based on the entries coming through. And so many schools here for this. This is section 16 of 17 of the girls' class 3 400 meters. So approximately 250 meters to go in this event, and down the back straight away. Byfield of San Diego. They're running out of lane 3. They're slowly tracking those two in front of her. And biding time. And Bowman, the marginal leader, is now fading away.
Her teammate Edwards also going fast in lane 3. So Byfield and Edwards.
So the San Diego pair now coming through to take this one. And the winner would be Byfield and her teammate Edwards. So 1-2 for the school from Monk Street in Spanish Town. Of course, San Diego producing many top athletes who went on to international stardom. Most recent and most famous of them all would be Ewan Blake, the 2011 World 100 meters male champion. And he won the event when Usain Bolt fall started that year in Daegu, South Korea. And of course, Another top athlete out of San Diego. On the male side, that, of course, represented Jamaica, the World Championship and Olympic Games. As a solid 400-meter man, Bert Cameron. And back in the day when we had the quarter milers really standing out for Jamaica, now we could see perhaps a resurgence of that on the international scene. The Olympic Games comes up in Tokyo, and we wait to see. But this is the final section now of the girls' 400 meters class 3 event. Davidson of San Diego. So back to the action on track, and in the event you're just joining us, you're watching action from the J3 Puma Addison Fuller Development Meet at KIRKVINE Sports Club in Manchester. And this is the final section based on the information that we have. It is Davidson of San Diego leading, and Davidson ensuring that San Diego winning back-to-back heats, as they took 1-2 in the previous heats, and Davidson winning this one. So after this now, based on our start list, we should be moving now to section 1 of the girls' class 2 event, but we'll wait for confirmation from the announcer and from trackside. Of course, on the so the confirmation coming there that the class 2 girls 400 meters will be next on track. We give you the draw for lanes. In lane 1, Amoy Macaulay Rhodes All. In lane 2, Jordan Walker Denby High. Inaya Graham of Wilmers. Lane 3, St. Diego Abigail Martin. Lane 4, Monisa Borry. Lane 5. Lane 6 is a Cassian Powell of Edwin Allen. The Queen School Chanel Sims runs out of lane 7. And Cheveney Thomas of Manchester High runs out of lane 8. They're on their marks. Into the set position, and away they go. A clean start. There was no problem with the start. And immediately we look to the athlete out of lane 5, Manisa Borrell. And also to keep your eye on Cassian Powell of lane 6 of Edwin Allen. The Queen School's Chanel Sims hangs in there as well. But based on the stagger, it is Cheveney Thomas of Manchester High who leads them. And tracking quite nicely is Cassian Powell of Edwin Allen, running out of lane 6. And some of these athletes, either these are their pet events of 400 meters, or they run the 200 meters, which usually is the case. When you run the 200 meters, you run 4 at the development meets to give you strength along with speed. But Manchester High Cheveney Thomas left it late and then slowly pulled away to win it and channel and make that. Cassian Powell of Edwin Allen will hold on to second place. So section 1 completed there of section 8 of 8 on our paper. The girls 400 meters dash class 2 event. Next on track is section 2. In lane 1, Ranice Boucher Edwin Allen. In lane 2, Rochelle Rowe Manchester High. Lane 3, Cherise Johnson. Lane 4, Felicia Richardson the Queens. Denby High's Daniel King lane 5. Rhodes All Tamika Barrett lane 6. Magotes Roshana Rose lane 7. And Safia Hines of St. Diego High runs out of lane 8. So out of the block quickly is Denbizai Daniel King. She's out of the picture. And there she is now tracking in third spot. So they've gone some 200 meters now. And St. Jago's Hines leads them at the moment. And Hines just easing up a little bit off the throttle. On the inside, Manchester's Rochelle Rowe. It will be a tough one now coming into the straightaway. It is Rowe of Manchester High running out of lane 2. Is holding on. But St. Jago's Hines seem to be the stronger of the two and coming through late to hold on for this victory. Hines the winner and Rowe is second. And the third seemed to be the Queen School's Felicia Richardson. So the action is on Stride TV. We say good afternoon, good morning or good night to our viewers on Stride TV. We're coming to you live from the J3 Puma Anderson Fuller Development Meet at Alcan in Kirkvine, Manchester. So whether you are watching from Jamaica, United States, Europe, Tokyo, anywhere in the world, we want to welcome all the viewers on StrideVisionTv.
Section 3 on track now.
And we'll be going to section 3 now. Vitaski Foster runs out of lane 1, Magoti High. St. Jago's Shantoya Thomas runs out of lane 2. Devon McFarlane. That is Devoni McFarlane of Edward Allen runs out of lane 3. Jaden Bennett, lane 4, Mount St. Joseph. The Queen's Donnell Hartley, lane 5. Denbiz, Javine Thomas, lane 6. Manchester Shakira Martin, lane 7. And Kishiro Rowe out of lane 8. So StrideVisionTV, that's where the action is at.
Stepping away here from Shakira Martin of Manchester High. Daniel Hartley beginning to press in the middle, so too Edwin Allen is Savoni McFarlane.
So
On the inside is Shantoya Thomas of St. Jago, but it's Kishe Rowe from
So Kishe Rowe
showing heart.
will take this one.
Hands on to the wing, Hartley will be second, and Thomas will be third.
And Rowe, that is Kishe Rowe, the winner there of section 3 of 8 in the girls' class 2 400 meters event. So nice afternoon so far here at the J3 Puma Anderson Fuller Development Meet from Kirkvine in Manchester. And a coach there of Kingston College in your picture. He's a long-standing servant of Kingston College. And Kingston College is the North Street Giants, or the Purple Flames, if you will. They are defending champions of Boys Athletics Championship. And from all early indications, we can confirm on StrideVisionTV that they look well to win again. But some would advise us that these are early days. Away they go for section 4 of the girls' class 2 400 meters event. So Ricky and Russell of Homewood Technical, she's the one to watch out for. Of Homewood Technical, she runs out of lane 2. And Marika Spence of Petersfield of lane 4. Those two athletes are the one to watch out for in this particular event. The action is on StrideVisionTV. We say good morning, good afternoon, or good night, wherever you are in the world, tracking the action here in Jamaica land we love. So Ricky and Russell now of Homewood Technical, first year class 2. And shooting now to the front, no pun intended. She's big, she's strong, she's experienced. And Russell is the one to watch. And who will catch her on the day? No one, at least. Russell wins by at least some 50 meters. And she's one to watch out for at Girls Championship this year. Ricky and Russell.
Coach Michael Carr of Women's Girls School. Coach Michael Carr and Keegan Webley from Digicel will make this presentation. So please, Coach Carr and Keegan, can you please join us down here?
Of course, based on the announcement, we understand that Coach Mikey Carr, who was with us earlier on in an interview, Mikey Carr, corporate era champions for 9 years, and that's 9 consecutive years, before he lost his title to Excelsior. And we understand now Immaculate, they are the corporate era champions.
On your mark. Set.
So the event there on the track is event 5 of the girls class 2 400 meters event, and immediately we're looking at Knox College's Cahelia White, but tracking her also to Statius Golding's One Gordon, and in there as well is Homo Technical's Norian Node, that is Torian Node, but the athlete who was doing most of the running really slowing down now. And coming through to take it over is Homo Technical's Torian Node. Inside also in lane 2, Christiana's Cadian Smith. So Smith of lane 2. But Homo Technical will win this. Make that Brenna Duaney of Homo Technical the winner there, and Christiana Hayes, Joan Watson second place. That's Michael Carr there, the coach of Wilma's, getting a prize there from Kadeen Webley of Digicel. Of course, Michael Carr is the head coach of Wilma's High School for Girls, former coach of Shelley and Fraser Price. A view of the number of boys lining up class 3, boys 400 meters to come later on. Chester McCarthy, who is part of the management and staff at GC Foster College, who made the presentation earlier on to Michelle Harriott, and not too sure what part Chester plays here in the J3's Puma Development meet. But Chester, good afternoon. Welcome to StrideVisionTv. How are you doing?
Good afternoon to you and your viewers.
All right. For today, earlier on, though, I saw you made a presentation to Michelle Harriott. But before we discuss that, what's the hat you're wearing today?
All right, I'm a member of the organizing committee for this meet.
How are things going so far?
Pretty good. The rains, we got a little drizzle early on.
Yes.
It pulled back, and we are very grateful for that.
Because I was telling our viewers earlier on that we, as we look now at section 6 of the girls' 400 meters class 2 event on track. I was telling the viewers earlier on that we had a little sprinkling of rain, but now it's the overcast clouds have left us, and now it's bright sunshine.
Yes, it's looking quite nice here, and I can tell you, we were just looking on your feed on our phones, and we were saying how nice it looks. So, you know, we are very proud of the work you're doing here at KIRKVINE today.
Definitely, our technical staff, the cameramen, working hard and working overtime to ensure that whatever technical difficulties we had or we're having throughout the day, that we overcome them. Remember, though, that we work on a technical side, so as it regards technology, you'll have hurdles and troubles. But what about troubles? Have you faced with any so far?
Yes, we had 1 or 2 glitches this morning, but we were able to overcome them, and we got the meet started exactly 9 o'clock, and we are particularly proud of that.
All right, as we look at the closing stages of this event, it is St. Jago's foreman and node of Homo Technical. Not too sure who have won that though. Torian Node of Homo Technical and Chante Foreman of St. Jago went across the line together, completing Section 6, and will be standing by for Section 7 of the girls' Class 2 400 meters event. So, Chester, Michelle Harriet getting what, a scholarship?
Yes, she received the first scholarship from the Fuller Anderson track meet this year. Next year we'll be, after this meet, we'll be looking at who the recipient will be for the next scholarship. That will be tenable at the GC Foster College.
Okay. All right. Tell our viewers about Michelle Harriet.
Well, Michelle has been an awesome standout athlete for Homo Technical over the years. She was awarded the scholarship based on her consistent performance here at the KIRKVINE meet. And we also looked at her national involvement, her involvement at champs. So it doesn't mean that an athlete who has never won here will not be able to win the scholarship going forward. It just means that that person must be a consistent performer and must be going to GC Foster come September.
Of course, Michelle Harriet, she's a first-year student at GC Foster?
She is. And so the next recipient is a final year student leaving whichever high school, any high school that has been consistently performing here, and that student has performed here for at least a couple of years, they stand a chance of getting the next scholarship that is tenable at GC Foster.
The voice you're listening to is that of Chester McCarthy. And of course, you're listening to Dwight Fraser. We're on StrideVisionTv. So whether you're in Jamaica or in Europe, North America, Tokyo, wherever you are in the world, we say good morning, good afternoon, or good night. StrideVisionTv, bringing the action from KIRKVINE in Manchester. And in your picture, it is Leanna Lewis of Edwin Allen coming through now to take Section 7 of the girls' Class 2 400 meters event. And Lewis is all alone and will lead them home. So in wrapping up with you, Chester, this meet serves as a qualifier for the annual Easter Boys and Girls Athletics Championship.
Yes, it does. It's a major qualifier. This is just the second weekend for the season, and the KIRKVINE meet is one of those major qualifiers. So all the athletes out there, coaches are trying to get them qualified early.
Looking on the girls' side, of course, we see Petersfield, we see Tarrant, Knox, St. Jago, Tatios Golden, the big ones in Edwin Allen, Manchester High, St. Jago, Petersfield, Christiana High, and I could go on. The Queen's School. How about on the boys' side? I'm seeing Kingston College as a prominent school from Kingston. I haven't seen Jamaica College or Calabar.
Yes, I think those other schools would have decided to stay closer to home. And so because KC chose to be here at KIRKVINE, and they have done so on so many occasions, the coach of the KC team was awarded a cell phone from Digicel, courtesy of Digicel, earlier this afternoon.
All right, no problem. And today the boys are getting their time to shine in the sun. But a whole lot of entries. So Mr. Pagan, the coach there at Kingston College, getting their walk.
Yes, Coach Pagan, he was actually the recipient, and it was done just a few minutes prior to Coach Carr from Wolmer's getting his cell phone courtesy of Digicel.
Of course, Mikey Carr passed through earlier on in our commentary and gave us a few minutes, and certainly want to thank you, Chester. But before you run, though, overall, though, you would be happy for the fact that StrideVisionTv is here on location to beam the action to viewers around the world.
It's just awesome that you were able to come on board and be a sponsor for this meet, and we're looking forward to having you again next year. You have done a tremendous job.
On behalf of the team, I want to thank you.
Thank you so much.
So that is Chester McCarthy of the organizing committee of the J3A's Puma Anderson Fuller Development Meet here at Alcan KIRKVINE in beautiful Manchester. And coming through earlier this morning where we traveled through Kingston, coming up from the hills of Gordontown, and a nice smooth ride there on the highway and into cool Mandeville. Of course, Chester McCarthy, ever so willing and able, have given so much to track and field and the development of the sport in every way possible, and certainly want to thank him for his contribution. We'll be going now to Section 8. And we'll confirm that in just a bit. Or we'll be moving over now to Class 1. And if it's Class 1, based on the information we have from the organizing committee, then it would be 4 of 4, and this would be Section 1. We wait to confirm. The athletes are on their marks. And confirmation comes. It is Section 1. And here are the creme de la cremes of them. A very good start for Kenisha Greenwood of Edwin Allen, but also Homo Technical Delverno Bromfield and Bridget Campbell of St. Jago. Running well so far, but keep your eye on Wilma's Wandy Harrison, who is leading them so far. But she won't have things her own way. If based on the running so far of Homo Technical's Bromfield and also St. Jago's Campbell at the top of the lane, and looking at a long-range shot of them now coming down into the straightaway, and a overhead shot. Homo Technical leading at the moment through Bromfield. That is Delverno Bromfield, looking big, looking strong, and strides through to take it. And Rita Henry of Christiana is second. So the 1-2 is Bromfield of Homo Technical, and second Rita Henry of Christiana High. Samantha Morris of the Queen's School, Lane 1, Section 2. Tracy Riley, Homo Technical, Lane 2. Lashana Graham, Edwin Allen, Lane 3. Jessica Crossfield runs out of Lane 4. Sashel Walters, Lane 5, Mushet High. Jodine Dawkins, Lane 6, Edwin Allen. Abigail Mitchell, Lane 7, Manchester High. And St. Jago's Tinnell Williams runs out of Lane 8. This is Class 1 girls, Section 2 of 4. 400 meters final. This is the 37th staging of the J3 Puma Anderson Fullerton Development Meet. The event you're just joining us and might be wondering, the action is on StrideVisionTv. And so a clean start. And Lashana Graham of Edwin Allen got a good start. Sashel Walters of Mushet High and Edwin Allen's Jody and Dixon really looking well as well. Keep an eye on Abigail Mitchell of Manchester High. But they go down the back straight away, and 3 athletes in a bundle. It is St. Jago along with Edwin Allen's Lashana Graham, but St. Jago's Tinnell Williams on the inside. But the 2 athletes of Edwin Allen, Dixon and Lashana Graham, it is Graham who is leading on the inside from Dixon on our outside. 1-2 for Michael Dyke, the coach of Edwin Allen. But Graham, Lashana Graham of Edwin Allen, looking strong, looking tall. I like her stride pattern. And Graham will lead them home to win Section 2. And Dixon will be second of Edwin Allen. And Riley of St. Jago will finish third. So Edwin Allen getting 1-2 there. Edwin Allen's Graham winning, Lashana Graham, and second her teammate Jody and Dixon, and Riley of St. Jago third.
Coach Mikey, he's here coming all the way from Hanover to be at this track meet, and the organizers of the meet are very appreciative of him bringing his team all the way here in cool Manchester. Thank you so much, Mr. Harvey, for making the presentation.
So Coach McIntosh there getting award, and of course it was Mr. Harvey. We move now to Section 3, and the organizers really moving thick and fast now. The results and the informations are coming down on us, and of course they're off and running now for Section 3 in the girls' Class 1 400 meters event. Pinnock of Adrian Allen looking good out there in lane 5. Francis of Homewood Technical is in there as well. But keep your eye on Bonick of San Diego, leading them right away. And Kavia Francis of Homewood Technical gone second. Homewood Technical, Brissett of Homewood Technical is in third place. These are the 1, 2, 3. But Homewood Technical moving now into first and second position. But also to Brissett giving chase. But they come into the straightaway. And Homewood Technical's Francis. And she seems to be the winner, at least from where we stand. Long before they cross the line. There's no way they can stop Francis. Not today. Francis will take it. And Brissett of Homewood Technical is second. But it is Homewood Technical 1-2 in this. Francis, Kavia Francis the winner. And her teammate Daniel Brissett second in the event. We come up now in section 404, the girls' Class 1 400 meters event. In lane 1, Victoria Peak, Mayday High. In lane 2, Serena Daly, Manchester High. Lane 3, Abigail Blake, the Queen School. Running out of lane 4 from Homewood Technical, Brianna Cotta. In lane 5, Anisha Rowe, Brownstown. Her teammate, also Brownstown, Stephanie Butler runs out of lane 6. Daniel Dare, Homewood Technical's lane 7. Dare, though, is a season campaigner, a season finalist. Well, a season campaigner and a finalist of the Girls Athletics Championship last year. Edwin Allen, Celisa Palmer runs out of lane 8.
Girls and boys, please make your way to the call room to express your interest in doing so. In the meantime, Class 1 girls 400 meters final section, section 4, Mr. Starter, whenever you're ready.
While we're waiting for Mr. Starter to be ready, I'd like to invite Mr. O'Neill Uncle, coming all the way from St. Catherine, I understand, and Coach Michelle Benson of Westwood High School.
On your mark. Stand up.
Of course, the meet is a qualifier for the annual Boys and Girls Athletics Championship, which runs off at which will be staged at Kingston's National Stadium,
Mr. O'Neill Uncle.
March 24 to 28.
On your mark. Set.
So they're on their mark into the set position, and away they go for the final section of the girls' Class 1 400 meters here at the J. Trace Puma Anderson Fuller Development Meet. But keep your eye on Daniela Deere of Homewood Technical, and immediately she begins to track Edwin Allen's Celisa Palmer and runs past her there on the outside. So Daniel Deere of Homewood Technical leaving this field for dead quite early with just 120 meters to go at the top of the straightaway. And Daniela Deere of Homewood Technical and Palmer can't find anything to respond. Deere, like a runaway